Hey, what is going on, guys? So it is last day of the year, and I wanted to say thank you. Thank you for being part of my life and commenting on my previous videos. I know it's been a while, but I thought that it was super important to take the time to make this video before we start off the new year with hopefully some tips that could help you out. Even if one of these things can work out for you, that would make me very happy. So I'm basically going to be reading off here just so I don't miss anything, but it is time to start the year off right. We got one day. The first thing I'm going to say is that you need to forgive yourself. Okay, we all make mistakes. I've made plenty of mistakes in my life, but they're not meant to be life sentences. They're meant to be lessons. So you are to learn from your mistake, not dwell on it for the rest of your life. There are some things, unfortunately, that we cannot take back, but it was a mistake. And even if you were in your right frame of mind, you at that time did what you believed was best. And it could have gone plenty of different ways. I know that most people think, well, if I just did this, or I just did that, or I just said this, or I just did that it would have worked out. And to be honest with you, there's no way that we would know. I like to think about time travel, where they say, if you go back in time, be careful not to touch anything, because if you do, that can have a huge impact on the future. Well, if that's the case, then I don't want to go back and make changes to the decisions I made previously. What I want to do is I want to learn from them, so that way in the future, I don't make the same mistakes again. All right, so number 2 is I deserve to be happy. I would bet that most happy people believe that they deserve to be happy. And the same goes for those unhappy people. I believe somewhere deep down, they feel like one of these mistakes that they made, they're meant to suffer for the rest of their life, and they never should be happy. That's crazy. However, it is a belief that some of us have. So what I want to say is that we need to start taking better care of ourselves. Because if you believe that you deserve to be unhappy, you probably are living in a body that is not ideal, one that is suffering, and you can make these changes. It's not going to be easy, but if you can change your belief on this, I feel like you're going to have the best year next year that you can. All right, guys, so number 3 is keep your goals to yourself. I want you to think of a pot of boiling water with a lid on it. It's boiling, the lid starts shaking. What happens when you take the lid off? You let all the steam out. And this is what happens when you share everything that you want to do. I find so many times that people tell me, I want to join the gym, I want to start eating better, and they keep saying it, and they're doing nothing. It's really sad, because if you would have just started as opposed to speaking about it, you'd obviously be much further along than you are right now. So my tip to you is keep it quiet. Now, once you join the gym, once you start eating better, then feel free to share it with everybody. But until then, keep it close to you. I wasted about 7 years talking about being a personal trainer. And it wasn't until one day I said, this is enough. I keep talking about this and I've done nothing. I want to get this done. And so I kept it quiet, didn't tell anybody I was going to do it. I paid for the program. I started working on it. And then that's when I started sharing. So once you have the gears in motion and you are moving, then you are free to talk about it. However, until then, keep it close, keep it quiet, and get started. All right, so number 4 is say I love you. Honestly, it bothers me when I hear couples talking on the phone, and when they go to hang up, they say, okay, bye. And I'm like, don't you love this person? Wouldn't you be sad if they were gone? Then why aren't you taking just one moment to say I love you? I say it to my kids all the time. I say it to my mom. I say it to my sister, my dad, anybody that I'm talking to, one of my good friends. I say I love you because I do, and I just don't know if I'm going to be here tomorrow. And the last thing I want, well, if I was gone, it's not going to matter too much, but the memory of me for those people. I want them to know that I cared about them, and that's why I do this. So don't say I didn't warn you. Love is lost when it's no longer heard. So if you are in a relationship, or if this is one of your parents that you guys got into a fallout, make sure you say you love them. Because I'm telling you right now, if you don't get a chance to say it and something comes up, you will regret it. And this is one of those things that you can't take back. Alright guys, so I'm going to leave you with this. Let's make this a year to remember. I happen to have both my wife and my mom that I know I can turn to whenever I have an issue. Whenever I'm dealing with something that I'm struggling with that I can't figure out on my own, I know I can reach out to them. If you don't have someone like that, feel free to send me a DM. Most of you have my phone number. We can talk on the phone. It's not always about getting advice. Sometimes it's just about voicing the issues so you can figure out how to solve the problem. What I would say the most important thing to do is, if you're having an issue, take some quiet time, 10-15 minutes, get a journal, write down what's going on, and see if you can figure out how to get around, how to solve this issue. Because the last thing that anybody wants is someone who's just complaining. Complaining will get you nowhere. It's really not going to be helpful. You're not going to be open for suggestion. The way you would present it is, I'm having an issue with A, and I'm not sure what to do. I'm not sure what the next step is. Not that I'm having an issue with A, and A did this, and these are the reasons why I'm so upset. That is venting, which can be a good thing. However, I find in most cases, people who are venting, they vent to everybody the same story. And at no point do they come to a conclusion. At no point do they find the answer, so though this way they no longer are dealing with that. You have to look inside. A lot of the times, it's our perception of what's going on that is creating the problem, not what is actually going on. So you guys have my number. You can feel free to leave me a message. You can feel free to send me a DM. I want you guys to know that I love you and I want you to be happy. So again, let's make this a year to remember.